What's going on, guys? This is xIgnight bringing you another episode of Whose Take, and I allotted myself a lot of time for this one. This is going to be a big one, so as you can see, I'm actually finally bringing you guys like a somewhat live gameplay. The past few that I've used, I recorded from theater mode that I had just had saved on my hard drive, so this one I actually just got today, about 15 minutes ago or so. And just kind of a spoiler, we did lose this game. I was playing Ground War Domination on... what map is that? Bukhara, I believe? It's the one with the big long road with the chopper and the gunner. I'm pretty sure that's Bukhara, but... anyways, we were playing on that map and my team just sucked. They couldn't hold down any objectives without my help. Not that I'm some beastly player, but if you saw this gameplay, then you might think so. So... anyways, let's kind of jump right into it. So Rabbit's question was basically like what's in a name is how I took it. His question kind of was related to the new iPhone that's coming out and all of the, I guess, hoopla behind it. And Apple released an image that said something like, it's almost here, or it's coming soon, and it had a 12, like just the number 12 on there, like that's coming out September 12th, and the shadow of it was a 5, hinting at they're going to call it like the iPhone 5. So that was kind of the whole starting of where Rabbit got this idea from, how he was talking about the 3 people. It's actually 4 total. Rabbit and I are 2 of them, so 2 other gamers that we have played with. We used to play with back in Black Ops days. There's a group conversation going on through the iPhone, how you can do that, and one of these people was talking about how he won't buy the phone, or this will be the last iPhone that he buys if they name it the iPhone 5, because he had some vendetta against that, how if it was named the iPhone 5 that would be a major flaw in it because it's the 6th generation, so it should be the iPhone 6 or something along those lines. And in my opinion, the name doesn't really matter. Nobody goes around saying, oh, I have the iPhone 6. Usually when someone asks, like, oh, what kind of phone do you have? That's when you'll say, oh, I have the iPhone. And you just leave it at that. So they could call this the iPhone for all that I care. I mean, it's still an iPhone. It's just an upgraded version of the iPhone 4S. But really, when the only time you really say which version of the iPhone you have is when somebody asks you what kind of phone you have, you say iPhone. They're like, oh, which one? And then you specify, like, oh, I have the iPhone 4, or I have the iPhone 4S, or 3GS, or 3, or whatever. So the name doesn't really mean anything. I mean, it symbolizes it, like the iPhone 3G. It had 3G capabilities. The 3GS, I don't know a whole lot about iPhones. Rabbit would probably know what that stands for. Then the iPhone 4 was just like the next generation. Sorry, motorcycle driving past. It rained today, so we have the doors open and stuff, let the cool air in. But then there's iPhone 4S, and the S in that stands for Siri, so little tweaks mean different things, so that's not what I'm trying to say, but the name overall is not, I guess, the deciding factor of how good the phone is. But this guy, I'm not going to name any names because it's just pointless argument, so he had said that if they screwed up something as major as the name, then there's high possibility that they will screw something else up in the coding or some other flaw with the phone. And I just think he's paranoid. I don't think the name has anything to do with it. They could call it the iPhone 5, the iPhone 6, the iPhone 4S, 4SU, like 4S upgraded, whatever. That was totally pulled that out of my ass, but it doesn't really matter in my opinion what they call it. It's just the next version of the iPhone, which I probably won't get. I have the iPhone 4S, so I am completely content with that. I probably won't get the next iPhone until a couple more come out. One of those couple being the iPhone 5, if that's what they're going to call it. But anyways, he had this huge thing where if they do end up calling it the iPhone 5, then that's the last one he's going to buy, because he's convinced that if Steve Jobs was still alive and still working there, that he wouldn't let them screw something up as big as the name. And in my opinion, that's nonsense. It doesn't really matter, but whatever, it is what it is. He has his own opinions, I have mine, so that's all I'm going to say on that topic. And the next one, I'm kind of going to gear things back towards Call of Duty. Right there, actually, before I get into this, that death, I got prone blocked, and that really pissed me off. I mean, I got prone blocked. I could have killed that guy easily if I didn't get stuck on the wall, because he noobed me, missed the first one, and then didn't have sleight of hand, so I had to reload really slowly. And again, right there, stupid death. He's crouching, and because he crouches, I knife right over his head, and it doesn't kill him, which is dumb, but whatever. Just gotta keep playing, and that's what I did. And you'll see what happens later on. My teammates were not helping me at all, but that's off topic, so let's get back to my question for Rabbit. And again, I'm gearing it back towards Call of Duty, and my question for Rabbit is, what do you think about the MOAB? I know he hasn't gotten one yet, and I don't know if he's still trying to at this point. I would assume that he is, but don't quote me on that. But I just want to hear like his opinions on the MOAB. Like, do you think it's a cool addition to the game? In my opinion, I love that the MOAB is in the game. It's really fun again, as I'm sure a lot of the, I guess any of you guys following us would know. I think I talked about it in the somewhat recent video. I've gotten 3 MOABs up to date, which is not very much. I know a lot of people who have gotten way more than that, but for me, I'm not some amazing Modern Warfare 3 player. I don't play this game enough to be that good at it, and I don't have any desire to be that good at it. If I was getting MOABs left and right each, or like every other game, they wouldn't be as exciting to get, I don't think. I think it would just be kind of routine, so I'm fine with only having 3 MOABs so far. And the nice thing about mine that I'm kind of proud of is I have not gotten any of them with the like most common guns, like the PP90, the MP7, the ACR. I haven't gotten a MOAB with any of those. The 3 guns I've gotten MOABs with were the G36C. That was my second MOAB. My first one was with the MK14, which is kind of surprising, and on that one I think I had 2 attachments as my proficiency, and I had the ACOG and a silencer, I believe, and I ended up getting a MOAB with that on Carbon, and that was the first one I ever got. And then I got a G36C MOAB that I had 2 attachments on, silencer and extended mags. And then my most recent MOAB was with the KSG, actually, and I had just extended mags and I had damage on that. And I got that one on Seatown and Team Deathmatch, which was really rewarding. The first 2 MOABs I got were Domination MOABs, and people tend to look down on Domination MOABs just because I guess they're easier. You can kind of camp a flag sort of a thing to get them. I don't know. In my opinion, a MOAB's a MOAB. I mean, spawn trapping, that's the one thing that kind of turns me away from MOABs. If you have to spawn trap to get it, that's not that impressive, I don't think. Not saying that I could spawn trap and get one, but I just don't think that's all that impressive compared to somebody who's like running and gunning or kind of just roaming around the map picking up a few kills here and there. But anyways, I like the MOAB personally. I think it's a really fun kill streak that's just like defaulted to you. You don't have to equip it like you did in Modern Warfare 2. You had to first off like unlock essentially like a kill streak token, and then use it to unlock the nuke, and then that took up one of your kill streak slots. Of course, the nuke was more powerful, and it actually ended the game rather than just killing the whole enemy team, but that's a whole different story. But I do like that the MOAB is just like defaulted in the game, and I do like that it's 27, that it's either 25 or 24 gun kills, depending on which strike package you're using. Excuse me. And I think it's a fun little, I guess, reward for if you're just tearing it up and owning the enemy team. And the whole fact that it doesn't end the game, it just kills them all. So, it's probably, I mean, it's not, honestly, if you kind of think about it, it can be worse than like a Reaper. You can get more than 6 kills or 9 kills if you're playing Ground War with a Reaper or an Osprey Gunner than you can with a MOAB. So it's really not like the best kill streak for getting the most kills, but it does kind of solidify you're gonna kill a certain amount of people depending on how many are in the room or how many are alive when it goes off. So that's kind of nice. But it's really, compared to the other ones, like if you get an AC-130 in Ground War, you can get a lot more than just 8 kills or so with that, so that's pretty cool. And right here, I finally get my Osprey Gunner, kind of going to the gameplay, but there's stupid choppers in the air, so I have to shoot it down with the MP9. And I don't think any of my other teammates were shooting at this thing, so I took down this chopper with a silenced MP9, which seems kind of ridiculous, but I wanted to call in my freaking Osprey Gunner. And right here, we're triple capped, we're losing. So I want to, one thing that I'll do, just as kind of a tip, if you have a kill streak like a Reaper or an Osprey Gunner or like a AC-130, if you call it in while you're laying on a flag, you can actually capture the flag while your kill streak is flying in or whatever, which is just a quick little tip. I do that on Dome a lot. In the C flag, I'll go lay down, capture the flag while calling in my kill streak, which is cool. You can capture the flag while still calling in your kill streak, which is what you want to do anyways. So unfortunately I get shot down extremely quickly, and right here my teammates just, they can't do anything. I swear they can't hold a flag to save their life. So I'm trying to capture this one again, and this, I couldn't get my crosshairs on him. He had an attack insert over there, so it's kind of taking me out, but that's alright. And to kind of wrap things up again, Rabid, do you think that the MOAB is good to the Call of Duty series? Like, do you like it? Not the nuke, but the MOAB. And for me, I kind of wish it would be in Black Ops 2, but it won't be. They don't have anything like that in Black Ops or Black Ops 2, which is kind of unfortunate, but oh well. I still like owning it up in Black Ops, so that's fun anyways. So, as you watch this final kill cam, the final score, I want to say I went 41-7. Let's check right here. Yep, 41-7. My final score was like 3,300. I had the best score in the whole lobby by, I think, like 1,000. If you look kind of in the background, by like 700, I had the best score in the whole room, which is ridiculous. And I unlocked this cool little emblem, the Call in 50 Osprey Gunner, so that was a cool little ending to the game. But until next time, guys, peace out.